All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Kids on the Slope, episode 6.
All right, so we found Kaoru's mom. Yeah. It was a really sweet moment. It was also a rather mixed moment for the two of them, as you could tell that, well, not only was Kaoru not ready for this, but she wasn't as well.
Nope. Yeah. And then, of course, the fact that we had Sentaro helping this whole thing happen also had a lot more reasoning, for him than just, I want to help my friend.
Right.
I want to help my friend with the thing that, oh God, I wish I could do.
Yeah. And now that that's done, there's a lot that's really been overcome, I would say, between the minor schism that they developed between each other.
Yes.
This was a really powerful adventure of sorts that they went on together, and overcoming it together.
It meant a lot.
Will mean a lot, yeah. So looking forward to seeing them now in the dynamic with all the ladies.
Sure.
Now that this has been something that they've handled. So, Oh, without further ado, let's get into this. I like that as a name for a jazz song, too. Ah!
Ouch.
ああ、そうだ。寝台の切符、あいつの分まで手配してくれたんだってね。
その件はごめん。
おい、10組で早速喧嘩らしかぞ。
Oh.
おい、10組じゃなくてよかったべ。
Okay.
おお、ボン。
Oh!
おおじゃないだろ。
This guy wants to learn to box.
喧嘩なんかしてるんだ。
Well,
ちっと運動しただけだい。
おい、セン、聞いてるのか。おい。 なんだよ。
Ah.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Is she painting the same painting?
そんな傷だらけの顔で行く気か。
そがんひどかか。
りっちゃん。悪いけど、こいつ保健室に連れてって手当てしてやってくれないか。まだちょっと痛むけど、そのうち慣れるはずなんだ。きっと痛みも消えて楽に笑えるはずなんだ。
この絵、今年の公募展に出すつもりなの。仙太郎くんにモデルをやってもらったのよ。
He looks terrifying.
あらやだ、いいのよ。無理に感想なんか言わなくても。
I like that the painting is
Like
not
not just some
finished.
masterpiece or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
あの地下室に行った時、純一さんがそんな話をしてたのよ。あの人の話、すごく興味深いわ。
Have you seen him lately?
俺、春休みに東京に行ったんで
You're
す。
just gonna tell her? Oh.
純兄さんの下宿に寄ったんですけど、ずっと帰ってないらしくて、郵便受けに手紙がたくさん溜まってて、多分誰かの家に転がり込んでるんじゃないかって。
どこに行っちゃったのかしら。
もうよか。こんくらいの傷はつばつけとけば治るたい。
He's clued in.
ボンと同じクラスでよかったたい。こいからはおいよりあいつの面倒ば見にやってくれんか。
Uh-oh.
She doesn't even turn.
今しずく涙に見えるばって。
それは失恋の涙さ。ギリシャ神話でアポロンという神様がダフニという歌神の娘に恋をしたんだ。
誰？
Oh, new character. All right. I thought that was Bond.
Yeah, I thought it was Bond too.
やめてくださいよ。
なんか寒気が。
そうだ、仙太郎くん。今度休みの日に一緒に出かけない？モデルのお礼に何かプレゼントしたいの。
おい、待てよ。
My man's got hope.
Yeah.
何がアポロンだ。こいつに月桂樹の冠なんて似合うもんか。
Dude, right now,
Problem
I
is
think he would wear only a laurel wreath if she asked him to.
But he's her rebound.
Yeah.
いかんね。春はぼんやりして。あ、この曲？
サウンドオブミュージックの曲だ。
Oh yeah.
Those are
Nice.
dresses with blue satin sashes.
ああ、
These are a few of my favorite things. Yeah. Stay on my nose and I
my lashes.
My favorite things.
ああそれそれ
But that's not what this episode's called.
No, no,
So-
it is not.
Yeah, I don't know.
no.
やめよう。俺にはもう。
Oh shit.
そういや
Ah,
相談ね
oh god. It's getting layered, man.
I know.
Like layers upon layers. 7-layer bars, man.
Yep.
行くな。以上だ。
Ow.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't just say something like that without
ガチガチ
saying
になって
why.
失敗するに決まってる。
Yeah, yeah, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, come on.
行かない方が身のためだ。絶対に。
Even if this is to try and like rile him up to make him be like, no, I'm gonna go and it's gonna
Yeah,
be great.
yeah.
もうみんな恋愛なんかや。
Bro, you don't know what love is.
Yeah.
It's the episode.
バカ。もうどうなっても知らないからな。
いやおい小眼タッカモンは自分じゃ買わんけん、この上着なんかも順兄からのお下がりで
Oh no.
そうなの？
Oh god.
相から先は話題が順兄
Oh shit. And he's having fun in the moment because she's having fun.
Yeah.
But
この胸に残る嬉しさ
uh-huh. Oh
何やって
god.
るせん。君にとっちゃデートなんて朝飯前のクソ
Really,
前だ
dude?
もんな。
Really?
おうや
嘘つき。
Okay. But not for the reason
もう
that
あ
you
の人
thought.
に近づくのはやめ。
But he's right about this, though.
Yes. Yeah.
Now that he's had it happen.
Uh-huh.
あんなお嬢様と君とじゃどう見たって釣り合うわけないじゃないか。
Come on, you
そ
gotta
うい
be
うの身の程知ら
honest about it. Does he not even really know?
He's so cute, just like, I'm tired.
なんや
こないだゆりか先輩とデートしたんだって先輩とっても楽しかったわって話し
Yeah,
てたよ
but I didn't.
おいそれは本当か
そうそうカオル君かっこいいし次ぐらいは手とかつなげるかもよ
And he's not gonna show up. Oh, good, he is here. Okay.
All right.
なあこの間のマイフェイバリットシングス合わせてみんか
Now his mood's back up.
なんだ。昼休みのこと怒ってるかと思ったらむしろ上機嫌なくらいだ。
ああそりゃなあの松岡っちゅうキノコ頭に押し付けられて
Don't worry, we're not gonna
その
play
長
it.
券持って帰ってきただけだい
But now Bon's gonna start pulling away because he's feeling replaced.
おいせん、
Uh,
ちょっと上に来てくれんや。
ああ
Oh.
あいつ聞くのかなレコード。どうしてこんなに不安なんだろう。
昨日のレコード聞いてくれた
んにゃあが女子供のキャーキャーピーピー騒ぐ音楽や
Wow.
気になれ
音楽ってそのためにやるんじゃないの
Wait.
なんやそれがスターバ目指すやつのパンツか
あこれうち兄弟多いからさこれくらい主張しないとすぐどこか行っちゃうんだ
wow.
貧乏だから新しいのはなかなか買えないし歌うのだけは得意だからさこん
Oh.
な僕でも
Okay.
家のみんなを支える存在になれる
A singer, though.
Yeah.
If June's gonna be less consistent.
おおリッコ
Okay.
明日の休み空いとったら一緒に海行かんか
Oh, oh, oh.
Just
母ちゃんに頼まれてなうちのちびどもはおいだけで面倒見るとは思えな
Yeah.
けん
Sure. Okay.
ねえ仙太郎うちやっぱり貝掘り
りっちゃん貝掘りって何なんか
貝掘りって潮干狩りのことよ
Yeah.
なんだこいつが勝負だとか言うからさ。
Yeah, you try to see who can get the most. Yeah.
そうね
よっしゃ3人揃ったなこれはた
The threesome set. Yes.
right.
Why can't we not just go back to this?
Did the same thing that Yurika did with him.
But literally, all y'all, I was Sentaro, and y'all were the little gremlins running around.
持って貝
そうが頭ごなしに悪い
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's just trying to show Sentaro that he could be a cool guy to, get
Yeah.
to know.
やってみる人
Ah!
あっち盛り上がっとるねうちたちも行こっか
俺はいいよ。 どうしても苦手なんだ。あの松岡ってやつが。
Did it cut him?
カニに挟まれて
Oh,
び
got
っくり
pinched
した
by
ん
a
だよ
crab.
ね
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh.
あいつ君たちが思ってるほど怖いやつじゃないよ。ただあとはあいつを縛り付けてるものから解放してやれば
Oh.
全てうまくいくはずなんだ。
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, huh. Damn.
舐めてもらっちゃ
Aha!
こういう
You called it a contest!
得意なんだ。
Yeah.
こりゃ負けとられんばい。よっしゃ買い掘り勝負だ。
ビートルズのレコードは 川淵くん聞いてみてくれた？
Nope.
ああ、聞いてみたばってん。悪なかった。
もしかして興味湧いた？
そこまでは言うとらん。お前が文化祭でやるっちゅうバンドは手伝ってもよかと思っとる。
本当に入ってくれるの？ロックバンドに？
もう心配すんな。文化祭までの間ちょっと離れるだけだい。
Okay.
ちょっと離れるだけだよ西見くん。
Yeah,
手
yeah.
紙話し合おうね。
Oh,
And this is how friend
shit.
groups
冗
split
談じゃ
apart.
ない。見損なったよこの裏切り者。
No!
話は聞け。触るな。
話なんか聞きたくない。
Oh boy.
俺にはもう
Dude.
必要じゃない。
Words cannot be taken back. Because, see, that's not just saying we're done, that's recontextualizing the entire relationship.
子供じみた怒り
Yes,
方
you
だ
did.
ってことくらい。
And it's on you to apologize and make this right.
あいつが離れていくのか。どうしようもない。
Well, you're gonna get that.
Yeah.
思わず自分から捨ててしまった。俺がもともと人とうまく関われない人間だってこと。この土地に来てからずっと忘れてた。
Yeah, you kind of got along a bit conveniently by having Sentaro be this person that carried a lot of the social responsibility. Yeah.
問題ない。
こんばんは。
Okay.
ストームちゃん、ちょっと
Oh.
カウンターの奥見てみろ。まさか
June?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, shit.
Damn. All
Okay,
right.
okay.
This show's painful.
This show is really
It's
painful.
like-
We have a lot of miscommunication drama going on right now. It's almost at that level where it's like, this is a bit much, but
But
we understand it really well because we've spent time with these characters, and this show is doing a good job of introducing characters that are very obviously the 2-bit side characters and keeping them as such. Therefore, it is our trio.
Yep, exactly.
Now, very much Yorika is one of the bigger of the side characters in terms of her influence in the plot, and I would say the emotional states of our main 3 characters here. But when you have moments where you can see that they're wanting to play, and just the bit of, oh, you know, I was hearing the sound of music earlier, so I'm going to play some of it.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, that sounds great. Starts doing a jazz version of it, and it's like,
that didn't.
we're not
really-
in sync. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
not in
And
sync,
and I
yeah.
love how jazz is used as a way to basically just
Break
communicate.
barriers.
Well, communicate to the audience the relationship between the two at any given moment, right?
Right.
Because anytime you're doing something that's improvisational, right, you need to be you can't fake it, right?
No,
like
no.
if you're not in sync with the person,
No.
you're just not going to be in sync, right? Like
Yeah.
that, and that's very visible.
Yeah,
So
it's going to be it's going to be off by slight
Right.
integers. Yeah,
and
yeah.
and jazz, I don't know much about jazz, but from
Right.
what I know, it's good when you have the people that are in sync, and because otherwise it's just pure chaos, right? But the magic of it is that when people are understand each other's wavelengths, basically
Yeah.
they can create rhythm and music and everything within that chaos, right?
Right.
And much like this show, there's all kinds of chaos that's happening, and there's a part of me that feels like, oh yes, why did I think that we would why am I surprised that the happiness is ending so quickly when this is a show where they're playing jazz, right? Like this.
It's not even
get ready
it's
for
not even
sadness.
it's not even that anything ends. It's that how are we surprised that the drama continues
Exactly.
when this is a show about jazz and growing up and coming of age and figuring out how to deal with the chaos of life as you grow up into an adult. And I really like that Sentaro is probably in this moment one of the like in one of the lower places than we've seen him in. In that formulaically, there's been a lot of moments where Kaoru has a specific thing, or Bon has a specific thing that he kind of messes up in. He doesn't know how to do it. Sentaro walks in, jumps into the situation, and kind of helps save him from it.
Right.
Kaoru then kind of learns the lesson, but he doesn't then learn the lesson of how to handle it himself. So this is the instance where a thing happens, but it's specifically between him and Sentaro is dealing with his own stuff at the moment, so he does not have the capacity to help Bon right now. Therefore, Bon at the end of the episode makes the big blunder of, well then, I don't need you anymore.
Right.
And it's like, okay, cool. Let's get this all out. Let's get this all out. Because what needs to happen here is that you need to actually communicate in such a way that you either hurt each other enough to restore the connection, or hurt each other enough that the connection is severed for a period of time, and then you realize, wait,
sure,
I really missed that. In the same way that I think that we're, formulaically having a moment where Sentaro has to be pulled away from the group by some outside force that was introduced in this episode, meaning that within an episode or two, Sentaro will probably be reunited with the group.
Sure.
Because he's going to be like, yeah, that wasn't really my thing for music.
Exactly. And one of the things that I appreciate about it is it's something where it's not actually something where the intent or the desire the desire from the new kid Matsuoka is to pull Sentaro away in perpetuity, right?
Right.
But for Sentaro, it's just, hey, I'm just, it's
sure,
it's
I'll help you out with that.
Yeah, I'll help you out. It's going to be
Make
like
more friends.
Yeah, it's going to be a few weeks. That'll be fine, right? Bon freaks out because he has a lot of pain associated with this sort of thing, so that he doesn't trust it when it happens.
Yeah.
And because he hasn't been able to be direct with Sentaro, because that's
one of his character flaws.
Right. Well, but it's the Achilles heel specifically for this relationship.
Yes.
Because usually if he is having trouble being direct with one of his other relationships, Sentaro sees it and is like, I'll be my wrecking ball self and be the instigator and make shit happen, right? And that's where the dependency in the relationship is sort of cropped up. Is that Kaoru will know what he needs to do, but he will, in the same way that Sentaro will choke on a date, he'll choke when it comes to doing things that he has to do, right? And then he won't do it. And when it comes to Sentaro specifically, there won't be that galvanizing factor that'll push him to it. And then all of a sudden, he will do something, but it's going to be from that place of bottled up negative emotions, right? And then it's not helpful. So, all right, here we go. We are in this again, and this is something that
sucks.
This sucks.
And this sucks because you can tell that this is something that won't be immediately resolved. It's going to spiral out even a little bit more, especially with the stuff that they're setting up with June.
Yeah.
The idea that he is a potentially anti-Sentaro, someone that can come in and be a wrecking ball and just accidentally hurt a whole bunch of people on the side. Sentaro is kind of this person who has so much just zest for life that he accidentally comes in and just lives all over people. Basically, he just gives all this wonderful life energy around. And yet, when he's not doing well,
right,
he doesn't really know how to do that part right.
Yeah.
So I almost wonder if maybe when he asks them for hey, let's go to the beach and you can help me out with the gremlins, the midgets and stuff. And it's like, okay. I don't think this was implied directly, but maybe he's like, I just liked it when we got to just hang out, the three of us.
Sure.
No jazz, no whatever. Remember that time we just went on a boat and just were together?
Or
that was really nice.
As another way to put it, his levels of basically zest for life have maybe been a bit low. And something like, babysitting the gremlins at the beach isn't exactly going to add to that.
Nah.
And because that's a need that has been starved a bit recently, he's specifically asking for them to help him out there, right? Because I love how this episode is put together, because it feels it can feel like two separate halves, right? You've got the first half with like all of the stuff with Ritsuko and everything, and like, you know, and Sentaro being depressed after the date and all of that stuff, and Bon being jealous, but then also like not knowing what to do and everything.
And then also trying to protect Sentaro in this really weird kind of
but he's not even
way.
Being honest with himself of why he's wanting to do this. And then you have the second half where things start to splinter, right? You know? And the thing is that I'm sure from Kaoru's perspective, he wouldn't see the connection because it's not set up as an episode for him, right? You know, but Sentaro was in a place where he needed you, right? Yeah. And the way you treated him was not something that was going to strengthen the connection. It was not love.
Nope.
And it was something that normally you wouldn't have an issue with. That kind of negative behavior you wouldn't get too much punishment from it, because at some point it would all get fixed and it'd be just fine. But then suddenly, just like Ritsuko's whole thing about the sound of music, someone else comes along that makes it so that, oh wait, you were waiting, but maybe you know, you lost your chance, right? Maybe. And then he starts operating out of fear, right? Which, you know, also not love, right? And then it just gets worse, right? And theoretically, this all could have been avoided if he was able to be honest with himself of why he was saying, don't be around her, Sentaro, right?
Yeah.
I think, you know, like, because yes, Sentaro ended up getting hurt by her, right?
Yes.
And if he had known, hey, maybe this isn't a good idea because she likes June, and I don't know, you know, I'm worried. I'm worried that
she's going to use you in some way to
exactly.
emotionally cover for the fact that she doesn't have June nearby right now, and thus you could end up getting hurt because you see this as more than what it actually is.
Right.
That is essentially the most literal thing of what he was dealing with.
But he isn't able to do that because he's jealous of Sentaro because Ritsuko likes him, and she doesn't like Kaoru. But as a result of that, he's basically letting Sentaro go and have the same thing happen to him, more or less, that Ritsuko had happened to her, and then also that he had happened to him, right? So it's this crazy journey of basically like the hurt that's not addressed, causing it to happen again, but not to you necessarily, to people you care about. And sometimes because you're causing it to happen to them. But
there was this real feeling I got of nostalgia this episode, and there was a combination of things I think that added to that. One was just the Sound of Music. I haven't heard the music from A Sound of Music in a long time.
Yeah.
But then I remember that I probably have watched that movie 20 times.
It's a great movie.
Actually 20 times over the course of my whole life. Because I think I watched it for the first time when I was like 7 years old. Like my parents were watching it together, and then I think like me and my siblings that were even born at that point were like, oh yeah. And I just remember really liking like the music of it. But there's also this feeling I don't know, maybe this resonating of Sentaro's experience where I started to see a little bit more of his side that isn't always so energized, if that makes sense.
Sure.
And I really resonated with that because I'm the oldest kid in a family, and I definitely felt that kind of thing of where it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do my part and be the extra kind of temporary parent while stuff's going on, just being helpful and stuff like that, and then going to people potentially with a source of like them being like not a validation, but like some kind of thing of, oh yeah, I could use a little bit of a pick me up, yeah. And then the way in which he almost tries to do that with almost like this, I don't know, this wanderlust where he doesn't even really realize he's doing that. But then that's the same thing that Bone is doing kind of to him of being like, hey, you've been like literally my savior this whole like freaking show.
Yep.
I can't let you see anyone else. I can't let you be around anyone else. I'm a jealous lover. And it's like, no, you don't know what love is. And then with Sentaro, he doesn't really love Yurika. I think it's just that he's so, I don't know, enraptured by something about her, just her being so different, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like it's yeah, it's definitely, I would say, more an infatuation and pretty girl rather than like,
Right,
deep,
it's pretty simple.
Yeah, deep feelings, because we haven't really gotten to know Yurika too much about like her on her own, like separate from, say, her the fact that she likes June, or the fact that she's like,
we saw her with Ritsuko for a little bit.
We saw her with Ritsuko for a bit, and even then it was a lot of Ritsuko kind of being jealous.
Yeah, Ritsuko
right?
focus.
Yeah,
more than
and so
Yurika.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of the things that Bon said to Sentaro when he was upset, those were more on the nose than they might otherwise have seemed on the surface, because he knows Sentaro so well.
Yeah.
So like the thing of someone like you has no chance with a classy lady like her, or some the thing that he said that was basically to that extent. I wouldn't be surprised if that had something to do with it. Not that would be all of it, right? And I'm sure, at that age, just having anyone that has, that you think has that kind of affection for you would be absolutely intoxicating. And even more so if you saw them as, gorgeous or whatever, right?
Sure.
So, like, I feel like it doesn't necessarily need to have anything more than that, but I could definitely see it being something where it's potentially addressing a need that Sentaro has that
not being fulfilled.
Because if Sentaro is the zest for life person, right? I mean, love is definitely something that like walks hand in hand with that, right? Even if it's something as simple as a high school crush,
Right, I think...
Because, of course, it doesn't seem like that. It doesn't feel like that at the time.
Yeah, exactly. I think what I was getting at, now that you said that, is that the need that I feel like Sentaro has, but he doesn't really address, is that he gives a lot, but he doesn't ask for much.
Sure.
He just kind of thrusts himself into people's lives if he wants to, basically be close to them. But you see in the way that he treats Ritsuko that there's kind of this, like, I need you. Not really I want to be around you in, like, the just we're friends kind of thing, but there's almost like he needs help, but he's not actually willing to ask it for the reasons that he needs it for, or something like that.
Sure, because, like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was something where, because he's so used to being, like, like hopped up on life, basically, right? On the endorphin rushes and everything, that if he's ever in a situation where he's not feeling that could make him feel even more vulnerable, because he's used to being, if you don't have the magnetic energy like Sentaro has without realizing that you have it, right?
Sure.
So if you feel like you lose that, I can imagine that would definitely feel like a bucket of cold water. But yeah. But June's back, and that's going to complicate things.
Let's see how this gets even more complicated in the next episode. So, y'all, if you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.